If you're looking to expand your mount collection with the new shiny mounts coming in Dragonflight, then this video will run through some of the easier ones to obtain, some of the ones that you'll obtain earlier on into the expansion. The first mount we're going to talk about will be Lizi Thunderspine Trampler, and this will probably be one of the first mounts you pick up in the expansion. To get this though, you will need Renown 9 with the Marok Centaur, which isn't too bad to get. You'll be around like 5-6 Renown once you're done with the main story questline and the leveling experience, and then you can just do some of the endgame activities and also the side quests, and that'll get you to Renown 9 fairly quickly. Once you're at that point, you will also need to have done the Initiate's Day Out, which is a questline you'll find in Oniri Springs. You'll need to do that anyway, or you'll want to do that anyway for reputation, so you might as well get that done. Once you have both of those requirements done, you'll start getting 5 days of daily tasks. These don't need to be done in a row, but every day you'll have to help Lizi by giving it some food or collecting items. And once you're on that 5th day, once the 5th day is done, you will get yourself the Lizi Thunderspine Trampler mount. The next mount we're going to talk about will be the Ivory Trader's Ottuk. And in theory, you could get this mount while you're leveling up if you're doing dungeon content. The way this works, there'll be a vendor in Iskara, and this vendor will want 3 different rings from 3 different dungeons. It'll want the Thunderous Downburst ring from Notka Defensive, the Unstable Loop from Azure Vault, and the Platinum Star Band from Azure Academy. And these rings drop from the earlier on bosses, the first or second boss, and you can give this vendor any combination of quality. So you could give him a ring from normal, a ring from heroic, and a ring from mythic, and he'll take all of them as a mismatch, and he'll give you the mount, but you do need one of each. So if you're running these dungeons on normal while you're leveling up and you get these rings, then you could have the requirements already by the time you hit max to be able to just purchase this mount and be good to go. What I would recommend doing to get this mount is forming a group of people who want to get the mount as well. You run in, you go to the boss that drops the ring, you kill the boss, you run out, you exit, reset, and continue that on normal mode until everyone has the rings, and then you move on to the next dungeon. There is another way of speeding this up as well. There is a quest, a dungeon quest within Valdrakken from Kelagos to do the Azure Academy. Once you do that dungeon, you will be able to pick a reward, and one of those rewards is the Platinum Star Band, so you will get yourself one of the rings very easily. Once you have the rings, head to the NPC in Iskara and purchase yourself the mount. The next mount we're going to talk about will be the Stormhide Salamanther, and this is relatively easy to get, but unfortunately you won't be able to get it until Season 1 of Dragonflight begins, which will be 2 weeks into the expansion, because we need the primal invasions to begin happening, and those don't happen until Season 1 begins. But once these begin, you'll have a marked icon on the map for where the invasion is currently taking place. You'll head out there will be elite mobs, so it's going to be difficult solo, but there's going to be plenty of other players doing this content as well, I would imagine. So you can group up with those. You just basically want to kill the mobs in the area, and you'll get these elemental overflow drop from the mobs. You need 2,000 of them, but they drop very quickly. And once you have 2,000 of them, you can just go and purchase it from the NPC in Valdrakken, and you will get yourself another mount. The next mounts we're going to talk about will be the Azure Skitterfly and the Tamed Skitterfly, and to get these you need Renown 25 with the Dragon Scale Expedition. Now Renown isn't like it is in Shadowlands, it's basically just a new version of Reputation. Each Renown takes 2,500 rep, so you will need a lot of Reputation for this, but it's not going to be difficult, it's just going to be time consuming, but it is something you can grind out. The way this works is as you progress the Dragon Scale Expedition, you will unlock these treasures. First of all, you'll unlock these satchels, these expedition satchels, and inside these will be a chance of these artifacts that you can hand in for 15 rep a piece. And then a little bit further into their renown as well, you'll unlock these dirt piles and these shovels. You need to purchase the shovels from the vendor for 10 resources, I believe it is, and a shovel has 5 charges, and you'll get plenty of resources back, so you want to be buying as many shovels as you can, going around and digging up these dirt piles. You'll mainly find these in Onaran Plains. And once again, digging up these dirt piles will give you these artifacts that you can turn in for 15 rep a piece. So while it's not going to be difficult, if you don't like grind stuff, then maybe this won't be for you. But I find this kind of stuff kind of chill. You just fly around, dig up treasures, and keep doing that until you can hand in enough reputation to get what you need. Now, it is also worth noting as well, on the later stages of the Renown, you will unlock these kind of banners that are on top of mountains, and each banner you click on will give you a one-time reward of 300 reputation. So once you unlock those, it's definitely worth flying around and grabbing all of those as well. Once at Renown 25, you will get one of these for free, and then you will need to purchase the other one from the vendor. There is another mount we get once we hit Renown 25 as well with the Dragon Scale Expedition, making it quite a worthwhile rep to do, is the Verdant Skitterfly. Those satchel treasures we were looting, the expedition satchels, those will now have a chance of dropping the Verdant Skitterfly from these as well, but only once you're Renown 25. So once you're done with the rep grind, you'll have to go back out there and grind more treasures to get your hands on that third mount. The next mounts we're going to talk about will be more of a theory, but if this works how I think it will on launch when there's more players, then this will be a fairly kind of relaxing rep grind to do as well, and that will be for the yellow and brown scouting Ottuks once you reach renown 25 with the Iskara Tuskar, and also the yellow and brown war Ottuks once you reach renown 30 with the Iskara Tuskar. So the way this is going to work is I think you'll be able to form fishing groups that fish in the fishing spots that you unlock at renown 4 with the Iskara Tuskar. You'll all head out there and you'll just basically begin fishing, and you'll fish up fish, you'll hand them in to get the pools replenished, and as you're fishing you'll have a chance of getting these conches, and you can throw in X amount of these conches to spawn a rare, and every rare you kill you'll get 50 reputation. So if you're doing this in a big group and you're spawning these rares very quickly, then you're just going to be fishing, killing a rare, fishing, killing a rare, and it's going to make the rep very, very quick. Now, it's hard to know for sure how this will play out on live servers, but if it does play out how I think it will, then this will be a pretty good way of getting the reputation done and getting yourself those 4 Ottuk mounts. The next mount we're going to talk about will be the Loyal Magmammoth, and while this is easy to get, it is going to take a bit of time because the best way of getting reputation that we need for this is weekly objectives and weekly quests. And there is a grindable method, but it's just not going to be as efficient as doing the weekly content, so it's going to be up to you how you want to go about this. So to get this mount, you will need to reach rank 6 with Rathian and rank 6 with Sibelian. And the way this faction will work is each week you'll be able to pick one of the dragons, and the dragon that you pick you'll gain more reputation with, and then you'll have a bunch of weekly quests that unlock that you can do within the Obsidian Citadel. You complete those quests, and some of them will give rep with one dragon, some of them will give rep with the other dragon, and some of them are neutral where they'll give rep with both dragons. So the better approach for this would be to get one of the dragons up to like rank 4, 5, and then start working on the other one, and you basically want to push them both to rank 6 at the same time, because that way you're not going to be wasting any of the rep from the neutral quests, because if you get one to rank 6, obviously any rep you get past that point is going to be wasted. So you want to try and push them both to rank 6 at the same time. Once they are both rank 6, they both have their own individual vendors, and if you go to those vendors, you'll be able to purchase the sturdy obsidian glasses from Rathian, and then also the Never Forged lava-proof boots from the Sibelian vendor. Once you have both of those items, there'll be a NPC nearby called Joris, Lightfingers, and they will send you the Magmammoth harness. Once you have the harness, then all we need to do is hunt down a tamed Magmammoth, and these are always in the same spots. There's one over by Dragonbane Keep, so that's probably the closest. You head over to that, and you should be able to mount it. Now, if you're unable to mount it, just log out, log back in, and you now should be able to mount it. They're kind of bugged currently on the beta. Once you do that, you'll be able to mount it, you'll run around on it, and then you want to use the harness item. Once you use the harness item, you'll now have yourself the Loyal Magmammoth. Now, as I mentioned, this can be grinded out as well, and as you're killing mobs within the Obsidian Citadel, you will be getting these key frames and these key fragments, and once you get 3 frames and 30 fragments, you can make a key, and each key you turn in will give 250 reputation to the dragon that you give it into. But that does mean it is going to take 210 keys to each dragon to get them from 0 to rank 6. So that is going to be a lot of grinding, but if you want to do that, then you do have that option. The next mount we're going to talk about will be a little hit or miss if we can class it as easy, as this is going to be the Zenet Hatchling, and the way this works, there'll be a rare spawn called the Zenet Abyss, which spawns between kind of like 2 hours to 5-6 hours, and once killed will drop the Zenet Egg. After 7 days, the Zenet Egg will 100% chance drop into the Zenet Hatchling mount. Now currently on beta though, the egg does drop 100% of the time. I'm not too sure if that is intended, as you know, weird things do happen on the beta. If that is the case, or it has a high drop chance, then obviously this is going to be a good one to target. But if they do tweak that drop chance down, they could make it very low, and then it becomes a little bit more difficult to obtain. But I think worth noting either way. And then just quickly, I want to touch on the fact that while you're leveling through the Dragon Isles, you will get the 4 Dragonriding Mounts, which I assume do count towards your mount collection, because they're in the mount book. And that will be the Renewed Proto-Drake, the Windborn Velocidrake, the Highland Drake, and the Cliffside Wilder Drake. And if you do make a Drac there, you will be able to purchase their 8 race mounts, which will be the various different Vorquin Mounts. There's 3 armoured and 5 unarmoured, and if you don't buy these while you're leveling through the starting area, don't worry about it. There will be an NPC within Valdrakken that will sell you these mounts as well. So if you didn't get them during the starting zone for Drakthir, then you'll be able to purchase them here, don't worry about it. So those are going to be all the easy amounts to target once Dragonflight launches. Which one are you looking forward to getting? Let me know down below. Outside of that, look out for more videos coming soon and enjoy Dragonflight. Thanks for watching guys. See ya.